What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got New York City's newest mayor, Zohran Mamdani, off to a very rough start as he is already facing massive backlash from his supporters for his first moves in office, guys. I'm excited to get into this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Newly minted mayor Zohran Mamdani is now facing pushback for what some are calling a direct attempt to erase support for Jewish New Yorkers at City Hall. So in yesterday's high-profile public inauguration, Mamdani left no doubt about his democratic socialist agenda, re-upping his campaign promises of free buses, universal childcare, and rent freezes on rent-stabilized units. Shortly after the event, he announced a series of executive orders, including ones that revoke every executive order signed by former Mayor Eric Adams after Adams was indicted on federal corruption charges. The indictment was later dropped by the Trump administration's DOJ, and Mamdani framed the move as a necessary reset to win back a skeptical city. But among the Adams-era orders that Mamdani rescinded are ones that were seen as support for Israel and Jewish New Yorkers, including one adopting a broad definition of anti-Semitism. Meanwhile, the National Jewish Advocacy Center is demanding answers after it says two posts on the official New York City mayoral X account appear to have been deleted after the new mayor took over. The account took over on this account. The group says the post discussed the previous administration's efforts to combat anti-Semitism. A Mamdani spokesperson told the New York Post that the deleted social media posts are being archived, and Mamdani's team has not responded to our request for comment.
All right, folks. Well, that one didn't take long. Zohran Mamdani, that newest mayor of NYC, is already up to no good, and his first moves aren't really surprising when you take a look at who he directed his inaugural speech towards. It was everybody but American citizens. We could see exactly where his interest truly lies.
The authors of this story will speak Pashto and Mandarin, Yiddish and Creole. They will pray in mosques, at shul, at church, at gurudwaras and mandirs and temples. And many will not pray at all. They will be Russian Jewish immigrants in Brighton Beach, Italians in Rossville, and Irish families in Woodhaven, many of whom came here with nothing but a dream of a better life, a dream which has withered away.
This piece from Mamdani's inaugural speech says everything, tells us everything we need to know. I mean, this guy is going full mass drop mode and letting his true colors show. And he is showing us that his allegiance lies with everyone but Americans. And ALX also responded to this one with a question asking, so they won't speak English in NYC underneath Mamdani's leadership? I'm a little bit confused as to what he's trying to turn this thing into. And right on time, we got that former failed mayor of NYC, Bill de Blasio, enjoying every second of this with Mamdani as he sees that he is following in his footsteps.
Let me tell you, Jim, I mean, everyone was frozen, but it was electric nonetheless. It was a really beautiful, beautiful ceremony. I think this was, in many ways, a love song to New York from Mamdani. It was actually quite poetic, the way he talked about the city and our people. And I think that's something that should not be underestimated. He has a unifying voice in terms of love of the city and his neighborhoods, but a very distinct focus on working class New Yorkers and celebrating them and what they've achieved. Even though people hear about the big famous names in New York, he really focuses on working people. And I thought he did an incredibly effective job of saying, I'm going to shoot for the stars here. I'm going to really try and make big changes. But he didn't say, look, we're going to succeed every time. He said, the only way we're going to find out what's possible is to be audacious, and I respect that.
That former failed mayor of NYC, Bill de Blasio, still living in a fantasy world, and this shows right here after all of these years, absolutely pathetic. And I think we owe our President Donald Trump a little bit more credit because he essentially called this one as soon as Mamdani was elected in as the mayor of NYC. He said that Mamdani very much resembled Bill de Blasio, but he was going to be about 10 times worse.
I'm so torn because I would like to see the new mayor do well because I love New York. I really love New York. When I left New York for Washington, New York was doing really well, but there were some bad signs The bad sign was a guy named de Blasio. So the signs of de Blasio, that was the beginning, and it was bad. This one, we're going to, look, for 1,000 years, communism has not worked. Communism, or the concept of communism, has not worked. I tend to doubt it's going to work this time.
Did you see his victory speech?
It's literally never worked. Yeah, I thought it was a very angry speech, certainly angry toward me, and I think he should be very nice to me. You know, I'm the one that sort of has to approve a lot of things coming to him, so he's off to a bad start.
What I'm getting from this one right here, coming from President Donald Trump, is that Zohran Mamdani better make his next move his best move, because it could cost him all of his federal funding. And I want to flip over to another soundbite that is sending shockwaves through Mamdani's voter base, as the mask seems to be off here as well. He's letting it all hang out there.
We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism.
Definitely not the longest clip that we've gotten from Zohran Mamdani, but that one right there says everything that we need to know about his agenda, his plan, and vision for NYC, what he really wants to get done. It seems like he wants to do away with private ownership, folks owning their own property, folks thriving without the government intervening. He wants these folks to be solely dependent on him. I don't see anything good coming from that. And right on the heels of that, we've got Democratic leaders like AOC, Bernie Sanders rushing to defend Zohran Mamdani. But deep down, they know that it's all bad. This is not good news.
You know, all of us have heard how Zohran's opponents have called the agenda that he campaigned on radical, communistic, and absolutely unachievable.
So Bernie Sanders and AOC want to claim that Zohran Mamdani is going to be good for NYC, but here's what Mamdani has called for so far: abolition of private property, seizing the means of production, single-payer system for healthcare, taxing the rich, defunding NYPD. I mean, this sounds pretty bad to me, but we continue to listen to these loonies on the left. We're allowed them to think that we're listening to them, but we can see straight through their act. And it didn't take Zohran Mamdani to get back on the topic of his false promises. Everything that he's promised is free, free, free. He's still selling that dream to New Yorkers at NYC.
The cost of childcare will no longer discourage young adults from starting a family, because we will deliver universal childcare for the many by taxing the wealthiest few. Those in rent-stabilized homes will no longer dread the latest rent hike, because we will freeze the rent. Getting on a bus without worrying about a fare hike or whether you'll be able to get to your destination on time will no longer be deemed a small miracle, because we will make those buses fast and free. These policies are not simply about the costs we make free, but the lives we fill with freedom. For too long in our city, freedom has belonged only to those who can afford to buy it. Our city hall will change that. These promises carried our movement to City Hall, and they will carry us from the rallying cries of a campaign to the realities of a new era in politics.
Folks with a rational mind, they see these clips of Zohran Mamdani, they can see straight through his gimmick. But on the other hand, folks in NYC, these New Yorkers, they are gobbling this thing up, hook, line, and sinker. I want you guys to check out this clip of Zohran Mamdani's inaugural speech, actually bringing this pair, two sisters, to tears. They're crying over this stuff. They're all buying into this charade.
And without any titles, you were enough. You were always enough. And you deserve to accept love, and you deserve to be protected. And I'm honored to be here.
Wow, that gives us a very good glimpse into the delusional state these Mamdani supporters constantly live in. And it's honestly all making sense now how Mamdani got elected in as the mayor of NYC, after I seen this video from New Year's Eve that said there was a TikToker that convinced thousands of New Yorkers that the Brooklyn Bridge was having a New Year's Eve fireworks show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
are they?
Did we get pranked? We got pranked. I mean, the amount of people who are misinformed here.
What does this say about 2026?
It's not off to a good start.
And after seeing this one, I am convinced no one can tell me otherwise. I believe that New Yorkers are the most gullible folks in the United States of America. And if they fell for this one, I've got some beachfront property, prime real estate to sell these folks in central Indiana. Come check me out. And I'm going to leave you guys here with this tidbit that I found about Mamdani's inauguration. Kind of blew my mind. So it turns out that this guy was actually sworn in on the Quran instead of the Bible. And we got Madison Cawthorn here tweeting out and saying, if you were sworn into office on a Quran, your inauguration is invalid. I'm not sure how true that is, but we should definitely look into it. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness, we tried to warn you, New York City, but they didn't listen. This guy Zohran Mamdani has been in office all of what, 5 minutes essentially, and he's already got massive backlash coming from his first moves in office. And this is one of those I told you so moments, because we could all foresee the future of how New York City would be underneath the leadership of Zohran Mamdani. These folks didn't want to listen. They didn't want to learn. They just wanted to believe that everything was going to be free. I mean, this guy said it was going to be $30 minimum wage, free buses, free childcare, rent freezes, you name it. All of that was supposed to come underneath the leadership of Zohran Mamdani. But we've all been asking the question of how. How is everything going to be free? Who is going to be funding this? Mamdani, essentially, all he wants to do is tax the rich and tax the rich and tax them some more in order to come up with these funds. But what happens when these folks begin to flee? The billionaires and millionaires say they had enough and they go somewhere where taxes make a lot more sense. Then who are you going to tax? It moves down to the upper middle class, the folks, the working class that Mamdani proposed that he was going to protect and he was going to serve. But you guys will be the next in line to foot the bill for folks who want to sit around and do nothing and live off the government. Well, you guys asked for this, New York. I can't even say I'm sorry or I feel bad for you guys, because this is exactly what you wanted. Now we have to let you guys sit through it so you can see, okay, I've learned a lesson or two from Zohran Mamdani. Hey, we all have to bump our heads at one point or another in our life, but this right here is definitely a learning moment for folks of New York. And I'll continue to follow any updates to come right here with your boy RetroStef. Can you guys believe it? My question for today is, can you guys believe it? This guy Zohran Mamdani swore in, the first mayor to ever swear in on the Quran instead of the Bible. I mean, I feel like this was a direct slap in the face of the Christian nation, but I want to know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Definitely hop in there. Give me a couple comments. Let me know exactly how you guys feel, your position on Zohran Mamdani, the whole inauguration, the folks that he shouted out. Drop in that comment section. Also want to give a huge shout out to the folks who made it this far in the video. I really do appreciate you guys for watching all the way to the end. It gets the video out there more, pushes it into the algorithm, so more and more folks can see the truth of what's happening in NYC. But before you guys get out of here, make sure you please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one week.